Professor Jones is back because today we're going to explore for some more treasure with Montezuma's Revenge for the Sega Master System, as nominated by my Patreon supporters Ferg, Mark S., David F., and Phil S. Thank you so much for the nominations and for supporting the show. Let's go ahead and take Montezuma's Revenge. Let's pop it in my power base converter and see how it holds up today. Let's go to the game. Montezuma's Revenge was a US-only release published by Parker Brothers and, according to SegaRetro.org, was released in June of 1989. It is based on the popular 1984 computer game. According to the manual, the object of the game is to help Panama Joe safely reach Montezuma's fantastic treasures by guiding him through mazes of 100 death-dealing chambers within the Emperor's pyramids. Along the way, Joe must avoid a host of deadly creatures while he collects valuables and other tools which can help him master the evils of the pyramids and escape with the loot and his life. So apparently this game has nothing to do with the supposed unfortunate side effect of drinking the water in Mexico. Good to know. I wouldn't want to see the box art of that game. Montezuma's Revenge is a multi-screen platform adventure game for one player only. When using a Sega Power Base converter on a Sega Genesis like I am, it is also one of the few games that require an actual Sega Master System controller to play. When you start the game, you could choose to start one of 6 difficulties. If you pass the 6th difficulty, you can unlock more up to the 11th difficulty. For the controls, you move Joe with the D-pad, press 1 to jump, and 2 to use an amulet if you have one in your inventory. Using an amulet will allow you to temporarily walk through enemies, but once the effect wears off, the amulet will be gone. Unfortunately, I was not able to find the amulet while playing, for you see, this game is quite challenging. Joe is pretty fragile. Not only will touching just about anything cost you a life, so will taking a fall if it's greater than your height. You start the game with 5 lives in reserve, represented by hats in the upper left corner. You also have 5 spots in your inventory above your hats. In addition to amulets, you can pick up single-use color-coded keys, for instance, red keys to open red doors, single-use swords that will allow you to take out spiders and skulls but not other enemies, and torches that will let you see the platforms in darkened rooms. There are also gems you can pick up for points, but if your inventory is full, you cannot collect them, even though they don't take up a spot in your inventory. There's also no way to simply drop items from your inventory. Throughout the pyramid, you will need to jump on and off ropes, climb ladders, deal with disappearing floors, navigate conveyor belts, and if you take too long in a single room, the most dreaded of all video game enemies, a bat, will appear to chase you out or take your life. Somewhere in the pyramid is a void you must jump into to reach the treasure room, which is full of both treasures and spikes that are closing in. Touching a spike not only costs you a life, but also any points you earn in the room. Your goal is to escape the room safely. If you do so with at least 1 life remaining, you will move on to the next more difficult level. You will always start in the same place in the pyramid, and while the pyramid is basically the same, as the difficulty increases, so may the number of rooms for you to explore. More rooms can be darkened, barriers can appear or disappear, more creatures can appear, including the invincible mummy, who you cannot jump over and is able to move from room to room, and more obstacles can appear, like ropes that are burning away. Scoring-wise, you get 50 points for collecting keys and swords, 100 points for getting an amulet, 1,000 to 5,000 points for every treasure you collect, 3,000 points for collecting a torch, 2,000 points for taking out a skull with a sword, 3,000 points for taking out a spider, and 300 points for opening a door with a key. In levels 1 through 3, you get an extra life every 10,000 points you score. In levels 4 and higher, you get an extra life for every 20,000 points you score. Graphically speaking, I thought the game had a nice colorful look to it. The game has some nice opening music, but for the majority of the game, you just have basic sounds. Family friendly wise, the game would most likely get an E for everyone rating if released today. When doing my research for this episode, I was shocked to find out how much the game is currently going for. Over at Pricecharting.com, the game has a value of $50 loose, $95 complete and $166 new. So what do you think of Montezuma's Revenge? This game is both fun and frustrating. It's frustrating because the controls are a bit stiff, the jumps are unforgiving, and it can be easy to lose lives in bunches. But at the same time, I enjoy the exploration aspect, the graphics, and the overall gameplay. This is the kind of game I would have got a lot of mileage out of as a kid, trying to complete all the difficulty levels. But even today, I could see myself trying now and then just to complete more than the first level. So where am I going to rank Montezuma's Revenge? Somewhere in the middle. I do enjoy the mindless fun of Rampage more at 6, but I will put this over Shanghai at 7. So out of the 15 games I'm now ranked for the Sega Master System, Montezuma's Revenge is drinking the water at the 7th position. Montezuma's Revenge might make you want to throw your controller at the wall at times, but it also offers a fun adventure. But that's just what I think. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Also, please like, share, and subscribe. Follow me both on the Facebook and the Twitter, and click the bell so you don't miss any future videos. At this time, I'd like to thank all my generous supporters on Patreon. If you think these videos give you at least $1 per month of information and entertainment, please consider signing up to become a Patreon supporter at patreon.com/NoSwearGamer. Not only will you help keep this show going, but you may also get a chance to nominate and vote on games for me to review. Thank you for giving me a little part of your day, and I look forward to see you next time in the next episode of the No Swear Gamer. Take care, and as always, watch out for snakes.